one thing goes to the state, so every state is going to be different, and the politics of it is, of course, different depending on the state. And I would say, probably, I'm guessing within the state, it's different, right? Like an urban versus rural versus north or south or east or west, whatever, wherever people tend to live. But so there are 4 states that actually have it in the Constitution. It seems to me that that'd be much more difficult to change those laws, right? Than one where they've got a trigger where when Roe is overturned, they have a trigger law. When most of these trigger bans, and actually there's some, I think, the opposite, right? They're trigger sort of once if Roe Wade's overturned, we're going to have these automatic laws that go into effect. Like I think New York had one of those in Virginia, right, where they sort of pass these viability up to 40 weeks you can go have abortion or something. Were a lot of these laws passed within the last just few years? It seems like everyone's kind of waiting for this, or are some of these like 20 years old and now they're just finally going to come into play?
Yeah, most of these have been passed in the past few decades. When we're talking about, like I said, I think there were the 8 states that had pre-Roe bans, but then most of these have been passed, recent in the past since Roe, and I think more of them since the past 20 years or so. When yes, this has obviously been just such a huge issue. It's funny though, because I think that there's this idea that if Roe is overturned and this isn't, maybe the politics of abortion will calm down, because this is at least a theory I've heard, that we won't be fighting over Supreme Court justices so much. It won't be as important, across the nation to get everyone, for Congress and things like that. And I just think that that's probably pretty naive, because it's going to be such a huge battle in every single state. And then also we're going to be still battling even more for control of the federal government, because these laws will obviously have new abortion bans and new restrictions on abortion will still come before the court. And also we're going to have people trying to, in Congress, trying to enact federal bans, or perhaps if that's, not viable at the moment, going for other things like, bans on mailing abortion pills across state line, or, traveling on doctors performing abortions, even if it's legal in their state, on someone who comes from out of state where it's illegal. I think so. It's still going to just be a huge issue in national politics as well, I'd imagine.